Yes, guys, what's going on? Welcome to AdamMcKola TV. We are back with the United Daily Live, and today we're looking at the reports linking Manchester United with a move for Donny van de Beek. Yes, they're back yet again. United have been linked with him in the past, but it seemed like he was destined for the Bernabeu, for Real Madrid and for La Liga. But now it looks like that move could be on the ropes, off the cards, whatever you want to call it, and it could be on his way to Manchester United. That is according to reports, and we will be looking at those reports today here on the channel. Make sure you're keeping it locked, liking, commenting, sharing, subscribing, joining if you can too, and of course make sure you're getting all your thoughts in on everything that we discuss here today. If there's any stories that I've missed out on and you want to discuss, then get those links and questions and queries in for me as well, because remember, this is your show. This is your show. Use lot, make it. So whatever you want to be on this show, we will have on this show today. Thank you for Jordan, Christian, Jabari, Ruvez, Ross, Damien, D Trapo, Gary, Norney Hall. We've got Nimai in the house, Jamie, Kostub, Nick, United fan, Cress, Raheel, The Champ, Moldy Balls, John, loads of you guys in the house. So thank you very much for joining us as well here on AdamMcKola TV. My voice is going a little bit. Just been doing a podcast with the New South Wales supporters club from Australia, and now straight back into this. And then at 12:30 I've got a little meeting with the guys at what's that app called again? Hot Mic, because you guys want me to be on Hot Mic on the weekend, on Friday, for the United game. So we're sorting that out. Remember, we've got an action-packed couple of days as well. Today we have got United Daily, which is this. Then we've got Rumour Rater. Tomorrow we've got another United Daily at 12 o'clock. Around 3 o'clock we will have Master Debaters with myself, Jay and Joe, and then at 6 o'clock we will have the preview to the Spurs game, which will be up as well, and ready to go out before that Spurs game. And then Thursday you have United Daily, Weekly United. Friday you're probably not going to have United Daily, because we're probably going to just have the live watch along for the match. And of course we're going to be on Hot Mic, YouTube, and then after the match we'll have another video as well, which will be my review, my reaction to the game, and then we'll do live fan cams as well. So you're going to have loads coming up on this channel over this week. That means straight up MUFC is lost and United Daily is lost on Friday, but it's a match day, so it's all good reason for that to happen. So make sure you're keeping it locked by liking, commenting, sharing, subscribing, and joining if you can too, just like plenty of others have. We're almost at 90 now, which means we're almost 10 away from our target. So make sure you're getting and helping us hit that. Ming, how you doing, mate? Good afternoon. Hope you're doing well. How you doing, Neil? Good to see you. 5 videos in 2 days. Daniel, we are on a mad one. Absolute mad one. What do you think about the news outlets linking us with Ndidi, says Korsub? We'll have a look at that one in a minute. All right, mate. So no worries about that, but we will get onto it in a minute. Jordan, great. Gas to start seeing these previews again. Oh, mate, can't wait to be back at it. That jacket is sick. It's my favourite one. This one. It's just very simple, very classic. I'm not sure what year it's from, but it's really nice. I like it as well. And it's got the old school badge on, which is always a great thing. Glorious badge that is, isn't it? That is the best United badge. Like, taking the football club off. It doesn't mean anything to me. Like, it doesn't say, oh, we're not a football club anymore. But that is the best badge. Anyway, we're not here to talk about badges, are we? We're here to talk about Donny van de Beek and what the hell is going on with this kid. Is he going to leave Ajax or not? Where is he going to go? Who knows? But let's have a look at this story right now. Donny van de Beek. Let me just... Should have had it opened already, shouldn't I? The Sun, we're not going to open their article, but they say Man United have clear path to sign Donny van de Beek and chances of Real move is now nil. And then others have opened another story here. It said Man United have a clear path to sign Donny van de Beek after Real Madrid backtrack on a £49 million summer move despite having personal terms sewn up for the Ajax star. The story goes on. Manchester United have become the favourites to sign Donny van de Beek this summer after Real Madrid backtracked in their move to sign the Ajax star, according to reports in Holland. So the first paragraph is the headline. Thank you. The Dutchman had reportedly agreed personal terms with Real Madrid earlier this year ahead of a £45 million move. However, with the Bernabeu undergoing renovation, for £500 million, and the coronavirus pandemic hitting clubs financially, chances of Van der Beek moving to the Spanish capital are now nil. With a move to Real now reportedly dead in the water, United could be ready to take advantage and make a move for the midfielder. Chief correspondent of Dutch newspaper The Telegraph said, "I now hear that Real Madrid is backtracking. The chance that he will go to Real Madrid is nil. The transfer fee was fixed. He was allowed to go for €50 million. In fact, everything was agreed. It was only about the medical. With his dream move now in tatters, Van der Beek could look elsewhere, with Dutch legend and Ajax coach Ronald de Boer admitting he'd understand if he made the move to Old Trafford. De Boer told Fox Sports last week, "If Real Madrid again decide not to report themselves at Donny, then I can understand it if he decides to go to Man United instead. On the one hand, I understand Real Madrid are hesitating a bit. Another club could think, hey, an interesting player, maybe we can get him for less. For example, Man United." So this is what's going on at the moment. Now, I kind of get the feeling that United are being used here. Now, it could be true that Real Madrid aren't going to sign Donny van der Beek. They've pulled out of the deal. It would be understandable. They're not making an awful lot of money. They're having to spend that big money on a renovation, £500 million, and they're having to do X, Y, Z with no TV money, all that stuff. I understand it from that perspective. So I get why Real Madrid may have pulled out of this deal. But Manchester United being in for Donny van der Beek, it's possible. I have no doubt we would have scouted him. And I have no doubt we would have at some point been interested in him. But the fact Paul Pogba's staying, the fact we've got Bruno and we've just recently signed him, the fact we've got McTominay, Fred, Matic, and we've got James Garner coming through, I just don't feel like a central midfield signing is our priority, and not a central midfielder that is of attacking intent. Yes, he can be balanced and he can play in a balanced midfield, but he is more attacking than he is defensive, and that for me isn't the area where we need to improve on. Now, D Trapo says he's better and cheaper than Grealish, but I think it's a PR spin. Ross says we do need a number 10, and I think he would be a good addition. Beek is a bargain for £40 million. Beek, he says, Neil, if he decides to come to United, scrap that even if he wants to come. I'd rather have Grealish who wants to come to United, says Steve. How you doing, Tiff? Thank you for joining us. I'm very good, mate. Minnie says, VDB plays good for me on FM. He must be the one then. We should get him for sure. We won't buy a midfielder, says Sam. Raheel, keep your eyes and ears peeled. Very, very soon you will be hearing news. What did the aspiring rapper say? I want to be like R. Kelly on all the kids. Huh? What's that about, Nimai? I don't know where that's coming from, man. Garner and Tedamengi are training with the first team. They'll be involved if we have some injuries, says Visha. We're just talking to the guys on the New South Wales podcast about Tedamengi. I think he's going to get a chance as well. But what do we think about Donny van der Beek? I personally think it's a no-goer. I don't think we are leading the race. And I feel like we are being used in order to smoke out some other interest in the player. The reason why I didn't think Jack Grealish would happen, the reason why I didn't think certain other transfers would happen, is because of Paul Pogba staying. So now with Paul Pogba staying, are we going to invest £50 million or £40 million in a Donny van der Beek? Can we get him for cheaper and just bring him in as an addition to the squad? That would be good, wouldn't it? It'd be great if we could get Donny van der Beek for depth after we've got Sancho and we've sorted out the other positions in our squad. But I just feel we're not going to be spending 200, 300, 400 million. And 50 million is going to be a big chunk of our transfer budget. And with that being said, should we be spunking it on a player where we've got a number of options already? Right wing, we need a right winger. We maybe need a centre half more than we need a central midfielder. These are things that we have to consider. And if it's an either or, I'd rather be going with the other than Donny van der Beek. That's not to say I don't think Donny van der Beek's a good player. I think he's a very good player. And I think he'd be fantastic for United. But we've got players in that position already. So I just can't seem to get this one in my head. It doesn't make sense to me. Hey Adam, what are your thoughts about the improvement in our academy and youth? Says United Arca. We have obviously you know, we abandoned our youth team for a long time. And it's good to see us start focusing on it again. And you look at the players that are coming through. I mean, just look at the nominees for Golden Boy, Garner, Gomez and Greenwood. Fantastic talents. And then you look at the players that are still coming through. And what we're starting to do now is, you know, have, yes, some great local talent in our ranks that are coming through. But also, we're you know, accompanying that with signings from other countries and other clubs, and we're bringing in some of the best young players. I like the way we're doing things. It makes sense. We're helping out our Dutch legendary goalkeeper. Yeah, he's probably using us a little bit to get some bids in. They know what they're doing, man. 30 mil for Van der Beek is good, but in my opinion, we don't need a midfielder. We need Sancho, says Sam. It's better if we sign Van der Beek now, says Abhishek. The VDB signing only makes sense if Pogba leaves, says Cress, and I think that's where I stand on that one as well, ultimately. It only makes sense if Pogba leaves, and I don't think Paul Pogba's leaving now. I genuinely don't think Paul Pogba's going to leave United at this point. Maybe next year, maybe the year after, but he's not leaving United now, and I wouldn't be surprised if he signed a new deal. It's just the way the cards are falling at the moment. I wanted Jack Grealish. We never got Jack Grealish. And we're probably not going to get Jack Grealish, and like that's down to the fact that Pogba's staying. I'd rather Pogba stay than us have to buy anybody else. Genuinely, I'm a massive fan of his. Can I just thank the recent members that have brought us to 89 members? So we're 11 away now from hitting that target of 100 by the end of June. We've got about 14 days left to do it. The man is here. 0011, thank you for joining. Habibur Rahman, thank you for joining. And Dan Gray, thank you for joining. Those guys have joined in the last day or two and have helped us hit 89 members. Now we're 11 away from hitting that 100 target. Get hitting that like button, commenting, sharing, joining if you can. Dara, I haven't. Are we getting rid of our dead wood, says Minnie. We've got rid of a lot of it already. We still have a little bit to go. But of course, there's still, you know, we've got rid of a lot of it. It's not like we haven't. Grealish over Van der Beek for me, even if Pogba stays, is behind the headlines. I agree. I'd rather Grealish, you know. I like Jack Grealish, big fan. Cress says he will cost at least 70 million though. And you'd think that as well. He probably would cost a fair bit of wedge, wouldn't he? Now, Marcus Rashford is still taking it to these politicians at the moment, and more power to Marcus Rashford. I'm so proud that he's a Man United player at the moment. Well, I always am proud of Marcus Rashford, but even more so at the moment. Official news, John Moss is our referee on Friday. Jesus Christ. I'm not sure I like any referee, but nevertheless. Lucien Favre, the Borussia Dortmund head coach, has told Sky when asked about Jadon Sancho and Achraf Hakimi, obviously players will go and we hope that they stay, but it's possible that they may also leave. You have spoken about two players who we don't know definitely what will happen. They could stay with us, that's clear, and that would be good for me. We'll see what we'll do in defence, midfield or attack. So he's non-committal really on things in terms of Jadon Sancho and Achraf Hakimi. You know, so no news there, really, in regards to Jadon Sancho. They're sitting on the fence, aren't they? The Premier League has announced new rules for the start. Let's see what these new rules are. Ah, yeah, it's all the green zones, red zones, amber zones, all that stuff. Only 300 people will be in a stadium on a match day. They have to spray balls and goalposts and corner flags and things like that. Yeah, this is what's going down now in this era of coronavirus. Today, 9 out of 30 children in any given classroom are asking why. Why does their future not matter? This is a devastating reality of child poverty in England in 2020. Marcus Rashford in the Times. And if you've got some time, read what Marcus Rashford is saying at the moment. I can totally relate to him in every aspect that he's talking about. Big fan of Marcus Rashford. Van der Beek is what Jesse Lingard hoped. I think there's completely no comparison between the two players at all, even in the way they play. 5 subs news. What do you mean the 5 subs news? The news that we can use 5 subs. Is that news? Thought that was old. But yeah, United can have 5 subs, but can only be made in 3 instances. So you can only make 3 changes. You can't just do 5 stops of a game, because then we'll be there all day, wouldn't we? When we're 2-0 up on Friday, you know, we could just keep taking players off. Oh, so we got 14 minutes left, guys. Let us know what you're thinking about everything right now. Get your thoughts, comments, everything in on AdamMcKola TV. We are very, very close to football returning. We are a matter of 1 day away till the Premier League returns. Man City will be spanking Arsenal tomorrow. Then on Friday, United are back in town. I cannot wait for all of that good stuff. And let me know how you're feeling ahead of all of that. 5 subs, but 3 intervals to change. Yes, Crest, that's bang on. And just in case people did think you could do that. There will be 5 subs out of 9. Jesse is happy. Perfect time for Greenwood to shine, to add weight. Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing how Mason Greenwood. But I do think this is a massive chance for Tielemans as well. And Manchester United have to... we have to consider what's happening with centre-half. So when we look at our centre-half options, Man United, we've got Chris Smalling, who's on loan. Probably going to stay away from United. We're going to sell him. Phil Jones is here, but he's probably going to go. Marcus Rojo's on loan. He's probably going to go out on loan or on a permanent again. So we're going to lose 3 centre-halves. 1 of them that's at the club, 2 that's out of the club. Now, Phil Jones doesn't play much football in a season. Tielemans could very easily take his position in the squad. But we need to find out where he's at. Is he ready for first team football? Does he need a few more years below in the academy? Or does he need to go out on loan? And he could be a big beneficiary of this new 9 subs on the bench, 5 subs can be made rule. Because of the fact that United need to work out, do we need more defenders? Do we need to make a signing in defence? Because if Tielemans starts tearing up trees, then we don't need to look elsewhere for anybody. We can just keep him as our 5th centre-half. Hope Eric Bailly don't get injured. We've got a good selection of defence. But it depends on that. What happens with Eric Bailly? Does he show any signs of, being the typical injured Eric Bailly all the time? What happens with Victor Lindelof? Does he continue to improve? Axel Tuanzebe. So there's going to be opportunities possibly popping up at centre-half. And United need to decide whether we're spending or not in that position. And what better time to give Tielemans an opportunity than in this period of time that we have? 9 Premier League games, potentially 3 in the FA Cup, potentially 3 or 4 in the Europa League. So I think Tielemans is one of those that could really benefit from this rule change and everything coming through. So yeah, Tiff says, Adam, I prefer Bailly to Victor. Ajay says, what is going on with FTD? Not a lot at the moment. There's no football, hence why I've had no fan cams. But there is some stuff going on. As you can see, there's not been a lot of content at the moment. We'll have more news for you very, very soon, though, on that. Still waiting for Jones to leave, says Corstub. Jones will be lucky to get a Europa League team, says Ross. Respect, Cress. Yes, Nimai, we're all staying safe at the moment. Phil Jones does not play football at all, says Neil. Apparently, Angel Dormers might start as the 10 against Spurs with Pogba and Bruno as the 8s, with Matic as the holding midfielder. They've been training as a 4 a lot, says Yasser. I think the diamond's something that could work going forward. By the way, guys, get hitting that like button. Help us hit 100 minimum on this stream while we're live. But I do think the diamond is something that could work going forward for Man United. In terms of, it allows you to play Matic. You can still play you can play 2 of Matic, Fred and McTominay, which gives you a little bit of balance. Pogba and Bruno, they can then be played. Pogba can play in his preferred position on the left of central midfield. Bruno can play in the focal point of the diamond, or you can even play him further back. And like you just said, play an Angel Gomez in the number 10 role or a Mata or someone like that. So the diamond is something I would definitely look at, because then you're putting Rashford and Martial in the front two as well. And you're kind of taking away United's lack of width in terms of wingers by playing with two strikers and a diamond in the midfield. So I wouldn't be against that at all. When are you going to do the preview of the match and predicted 11 and scores? United Arca, there is a timetable of uploads on the community section that I posted today, and that will be up tomorrow, so make sure you're checking that out. We should play the diamond because we have no width anyway. Jones can't even get in the Crystal Palace 11. I didn't like the diamonds against Everton as the strikers were too wide, says Damien. Gary, what are you on about, bruv? How is FTD a racist channel, bro? What are you talking about? FTD ain't none of the such thing. I mean, just look at the regulars. You got this brown face. You got Jay. You got Steve. Got everyone. So it's a bit of an odd one, that. Unless you meant someone else. Oh, you didn't mean FTD. Thank you, Gary. Dara. Prime FTD is coming back. Trust me. Trust me. That's all I will say. But for now, I will say no more. We played a fat 4-4-2 against Everton. So it's 9-4-J. I can't even remember what formation we played it against. LASK Lynx, and that was our last game. So use that can remember. More power to use that. I did see the Angel Gomez video, and you know what? It's not for me. I wouldn't believe someone could heal me like that. But people have their beliefs, and I'm not going to criticize his religious beliefs or anybody else's religious beliefs. It's not something I'm comfortable with. As you know, I've seen people tweeting stuff about the pastor stepping on his Air Forces and things like that. I can laugh at those things because they're light-hearted and they're funny. But I'm not gonna, make a mockery of his religion or his religious beliefs. I can't do that. I can't do that at all. Not fair. Can you use Mason Greenwood as the main striker? I think you can, Shah, in certain games, but I don't think that's going to be this game on Friday. But I do think that is a possibility. Some might say Prime FTD is here on AdamMcKola TV, but I swear. Are you on? Which one are you on about? The 4-0 one where we got beat by them? Yeah, it's all kicking off in the comments today. Thank you for tuning in, by the way, guys. Make sure you're hitting that like button. Make sure you're commenting, sharing, subscribing, and all that good stuff. Donny or Kai Havertz? I'd say Kai Havertz because of the fact he can play in the front three, and Donny can't. And we need someone that can play in the front three more than we do someone that can play an attacking midfielder. What am I saying about a score on the weekend? Today, I'm feeling like it might be 1-0 United, but on tomorrow, I might be on a different day, different opinion, and all that good stuff. Yes, Chris. Spanish reports linking us to Ashraf Hakimi. Says Daniel. I don't see anything in that, as he doesn't think it. Haven't they? Yeah, so Spanish reports are linking us to Hakimi, as he doesn't think he will play over Carvajal. Haven't they heard of Aaron Wan-Bissaka, says Daniel. What a tweet. Hamza says, thoughts on Rance leaving United stand, with a super chat. I didn't know he had. I've seen all the madness going on yesterday on the timeline. Now, I've not seen what he said, so I've not seen the context of what was said. But the quote that I seen, which was, Ollie got the job because he was white, I don't agree with that at all. That's wrong. You could maybe say Ollie only got a job because he's a United legend, scored a goal in 99, whatever you want. If you want to criticise Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. But to use that against him, especially when he's a foreigner himself, I think that's wrong. And I think it's unnecessarily divisive to kind of just do that. But at the same time, I think there is a a conversation to be had in relation to the lack of black managers. I think that is a conversation, and you should never mix the two up, because it's it's dangerous to do that. I feel like that is an issue that needs to be looked at, because when you look at the number of footballers that are of black, they are black, and then when you look at the number of managers and coaches, it's not a fair reflection. It's not a fair reflection. Just purely statistically alone, it's not a fair reflection. But saying that is wrong, because if Rio had managed our under 23s and did this and did that and did the other, then I'm sure we would have probably give him the job based on nostalgia and that feel good factor that we wanted at that time. And I also think every United fan was saying we wanted him at that time. So I think it's unfair to say that. But there is an argument in regards to the lack of black managers. And there is a discussion that needs to be had there, a proper debate. But I think that takes away from that healthy debate that can be had. So I just don't think it makes any sense. But anyway, that's just my opinion. And he's keeping the job now because he's doing a good job, by the way. He's not keeping the job now because he's a legend. That helps. You get a little bit. We would let Ollie get off with stuff because he's a legend. That we wouldn't let. That is obvious. That happens. He doesn't get the job if he's not a United legend. Frank Lampard doesn't get the job at Chelsea if he isn't a Chelsea legend. That's facts as well. Yo, Ashwin, watching all the way from South Africa. How you doing, my friend? Mo says it was taken out of context. As I said, I haven't. I've seen captions, and I've not watched it, so I can't comment fully on it. But that quote that I saw is incorrect. But like I said, there's an argument in relation to the lack of black managers. So there you go. Try and find some drama in that. I'm sure you will. Anyway, guys, thank you for tuning in. Make sure you're keeping it locked. You're liking, you're commenting, you're sharing, you're subscribing. I'm going to shoot off now. I've got to get on this call with the guys at Hot Mic and sort something out for Friday. So make sure you're keeping it locked. Like and comment and share and subscribing. Join in if you can. And for now, I've been AdamMcKola. You lot have been legends. I'm out.